Alright, I was driving my car and I did a very stupid thing. And I should be ashamed of myself. And yes, Dale, you should be ashamed of yourself. I drove my car with no insurance. Oops. I don't think I'll do that ever again. I got pulled over and I got a hefty fine of $2,500. So I got fined for that. Went to court and I got fined. So of course I'll never do that again. And everybody that drives a car, please don't drive a car with no insurance. It's not worth it. So anyways, I got an option, either pay it or work it off at FIME option. So I took the FIME option. They sent me to Fort Saskatchewan. For the very first time in my life, I went to Fort Saskatchewan. And for the first time in my life, I seen a bunch of screw idiots that work there, which is called those guards. Very, very bad people. They must be bored, but they're picking on a lot of people and inmates. They took me and put me inside this room with a bunch of other people. About 200 people, 300, somewhere around that category. But anyways, I was bored. So I had to ask somebody, which I did. It ain't had to, it's just that I asked, who's pencil crayons? Oh, they're anybody's, they said. Anybody's. Is it okay if I use them? Yeah, go right ahead, Dale. Use them. Thank you. So I drew a picture. Like, I went back in the old school. I took art and all that. And I just took a picture and made a church. And then I colored the church. I just colored it all colors because there's a whole variety of pencil crayons. So I used all these pencil crayons, all these colors. And then I put it on the wall for everybody to see the picture. If they get bored or something, they can, walk up to the picture, look at it, and either have a laugh or whatever. By the way, I put a satellite on the church too. So anyways, we got a real idiot that came up to my picture when I took off. And when I wasn't looking, he wrote on the picture, on the church, gay pride because of the colors? I didn't understand that. Like, this is a picture. And the idiot, goof, turned around and did graffiti on my picture. And I turned around and asked 300 people, all right, I want to know who put graffiti on my picture and wrote gay pride on my picture. So, nobody would say anything. One guy did come up to me and says, I did. What are you going to do about it? He pushed me. But believe me, I didn't use no violence. I just turned around and says, you know what? You're a effing goof for doing that to me. And you should be ashamed of yourself and how terrible you are to start something like that. You're one of the idiots that like putting graffiti on walls and shit. And no wonder the community gets pissed off at people. Stop doing that. Stop doing it on my picture, especially. I wrote, I put a picture, I wrote a picture, I made a nice picture for people to see, and then you get an idiot that does that shit to me. So the guards came in, they went all around me, and they grabbed me, and I says, hey, look, I'm not a violent person. I don't need no handcuffs or anything like that. I'll go where you're going to take me. So they took me to this hole. And it had a toilet and a camera and an intercom. But you know what they did? They took me in a room where there's a bunch of pails and mops and dustpans. I think it was a broom room or a closet. They put me in there and they said, sorry, we have to go through the procedures before we put you in the hole. They had to do a strip search on me. I didn't know. So they did a strip search on me with a bunch of mops and brooms and dustpans and cleaning equipment and a sink. And they did a strip search on me. And they're not supposed to do that, screwballs. So the next step is they put me in the hole, and then they locked the door, and then they called me on the intercom, and they says, hey, Dale. And I says, yes? We got some music for you. And I says, oh, right on, K97. I get to listen to some rock and roll, because, you know, I'm a musician. Or The Bounce, or 630 Chad, or just any radio station, country. So they put the song on, and I thought I was going to listen to some great music, but all of a sudden I started hearing, oh, gay pride, oh, gay pride, sorry, man, I don't slide that way. Like, what the hell's going on here? I was pissed off. Like, this is fucking really stupid. Like, why are you guys being assholes towards me? You guys have no brains at all that you gotta pick on inmates. Shame on you and how terrible it is.